So I've always wanted to do film reviews on this channel, but I never really got around to it. I remember wanting to do one for Alien Romulus when the show dropped, but I never really got around to it. But this feels more appropriate to actually finally do a film review on this channel because this movie does mean a lot to me. I've been waiting for this movie for almost 3 years now, and the fact that it almost never came out, it's just awesome to see that it finally came out. And I remember when the tickets came online for the UK in Cineworld, I instantly bought the tickets without knowing what would be happening in a month's time. I just instantly bought it because Iron Lung means something to me, right? I watched Markiplier since I've been a kid. I'm not like a big fan of Markiplier. I'm not like a super fan, but I have watched him. He was the person who got me into the horror video games genre and stuff. And that's honestly probably why I like horror so much. So the fact that Markiplier himself has fully made a movie by himself, fully independent, is incredible. And the fact that he's now gone out there and pushed it, and also he's like doing blood. He's taking our blood. That's incredible, dude. Like genuinely. But I just came back from watching it, and I have some notes, so we're gonna talk about it. So first, I want to go over the cons because there isn't a lot of things I actually find bad with this movie. There is some, and obviously, hopefully, Mark finds this as a learning curve. And also, I do hope that Mark makes more films. I know I've heard all the stories about how hard Iron Lung was to produce and make. But hopefully, again, making a first film is always going to be hard. You never know what you're going to get yourself into. So I just hope Mark just makes more, and also makes more for Iron Lung, because we're going to get into some stuff here. We need more films. We need a new game or something. We need a film. We need something. And now, I won't be getting into spoilers. Mark has said on a stream that he does not want spoilers out, so I will respect that. I will not be doing any spoilers, but we will be talking about stuff, and I will be sort of censoring myself if I do spoil something, because it's really hard to talk about this movie without spoiling something. First con, it's really hard to understand what people are saying. It's mostly on the radio, the people on the radio, it's just hard to understand what they're saying. And I feel like they're saying key things, like key plot things, and you just can't understand them. I think it's just the filter and the fact that there's so much sound, there's so much music going on that you can't really understand the volume of what they're saying, because again, the volume is so low and there's a filter on them. So it is hard, but I found that all Mark's lines were fine. And yes, I'm going to call him Mark because he does get named in the movie, but in case anyone doesn't want spoilers and stuff, I just won't. So I'll be calling him Mark for the rest of the video. But yeah, talking wise, I couldn't hear anyone. It was terrible. But a pro to that, there wasn't a lot of talking, and I liked that. That was really cool. It just showed Markiplier's great acting, which I will be getting into. Near the end, not at the end. Yeah, okay, I'll code word it, right? The red end. If you've seen the movie, you'll understand what I'm talking about. But it was almost like the build up to the red end was really drag. It felt like, oh, okay, great, we're going back, and it's like, oh, great, can we hurry it up? That was it. That was all I felt that dragged. Most of the time when it did drag, there was something else that would grab me, and I'll be like, oh, I'm back in. So I don't know what people are talking about online with it being really long. I think 2 hours was fine, actually. Maybe it could have cut down 10 minutes. But other than that, it just dragged near the end a little. All right, so that red ending I was talking about, there is a con to that. I couldn't see anything. And that's not because of just filters or whatever, or just what's going on. It's the camera. It was way too shaky, okay? There was this scene where I can't even spoil because I don't even understand what was going on, but Mark was hitting something with something, and it's you don't even know what he was hitting because it was too shaky. The camera was everything was in front of the camera, and it was just really hard to see. But yeah, it was just near the end where it just got really shaky. I felt I understand, you know, you want to feel like you're in this iron lung. You want to feel the shakes with Markiplier's character, but I still want to see what's going on in the film. But other than that, that's all the negatives I've got for this film. It really is not much. If you do think it drags, stop watching TikTok. You brain rotted moron. All right, now we're into the pros. Cinematography, absolutely incredible. Genuinely, really, really good. Like almost a lot of the shots are just really good. There are shots where I want to have them on a wallpaper because it's just so cool. I think there's this one shot. I can't talk about it, but it's to do with red again, but it's all red, and you know it's. If you've seen the trailer, you will know what I'm talking about because and if you've seen the movie, you'll also know what I'm talking about because the trailer's in the movie. It's that shot, but right near the end. It was so cool, man. It was like, there's another thing, the creature designs. I'm really into megalophobia. I don't have it. I'm just fascinated by it. Like really big creatures and like things that are you can't like describe or understand, like that type of thing really fascinates me. So this movie was like basically made for me. Like I genuinely really liked it. There a lot of scenes where, you know, it was just all mysterious and stuff. That was the thing that really grabbed me. That would generally just so cool. And I want more, you know what I mean? It's like making me want more, which good, you know, like I should be wanting more when watching like another movie. I should be wanting a sequel, and I shouldn't be going like, oh, okay, that's cool, but we don't need a sequel. No, I want more. I want to know more about this universe. I want to know more about the lore. And this game also deviates a lot from the original game. This adds more lore. The gameplay isn't the same in the movie as it was in the actual game, which honestly, good. I was very skeptical going into this because the game, although is good, it's only an hour long and you're literally just in a sub going to places. And I think what Mark has done and the team, what they've done with this story is perfect. I think they've perfected how the game sort of felt, but as a watching experience, it's so much better with just, they've added so much more stuff. And yeah, it's great. There was a lot of the lighting, right? The lighting, talking about cinematography, the lighting, very dark, but that was a good thing because the small amount of light that was in the actual Iron Lung is just so cool. Like you had this basically one shot where the lights would go off, but you would only see the green of the camera button that Mark had. Like, it's just little things like that. It was so cool. And even then, with the camera, when it was like, he lost power halfway through the movie. Not that much of a spoiler, I guess. But he uses the camera as a light. Like, he presses the button, the camera flashes, and he uses that as a light. I thought that was really creative. Because half the time I was like, how am I going to see anything in this film? And then when he used that, I was like, oh, okay, I see. So that was really creative. Again, a lot of the lighting, just in general, just like in the sub, out of the sub, you know, it's just really cool. I thought the lighting was very well done. There was a lot of shots in this movie as well where it was like, you would focus on a hand pulling the lever. And it's just so cool how they've shot it, because it's hard to shoot a movie when you're in like one location for the entire film, which again I think they exceeded at. I think Mark did an amazing job with making a movie set in one specific location, which is, well, kind of two, but that's really cool. I think that was awesome. And again, the camera, some of the positions of the camera, it sort of felt like you were watching Mark in the sub. Now I know that sounds stupid, but you know, when you're watching a movie, you don't feel like you're there. But in this movie, there are some shots where you actually feel like you're the one looking at Markiplier. And I think that's really cool. I really like the camera positions in a lot of these shots. I thought they were generally amazing. Visual effects, very good. For a independent film that only cost $3 million to make, surprisingly really good practical effects and CGI. A lot of like the monster designs though are from just pictures, right? So easy to make, but there was surprisingly a lot of like actual effects for like monsters and just other stuff that I can't really talk about. And I thought that was really cool. The fact that they looked as good as they are. Now, yes, they are shadowed in shadow and darkness, but a lot of them weren't, and you could really see the detail in the effects, which great effects. Generally so cool. Speaking of effects, at the intro where they were doing the like who's in the movie and stuff, I really liked how it was the game like font, and it would be animated like the game's digital numbers. I thought those were really cool. I really like when things do that. You know, it's not just like white font, you know, like Comic Sans or something. No, it's like it feels like it's in universe, and that's cool. Speaking of who's in the movie, where was Jacksepticeye? Seriously, I don't know where he was. He's credited as a guy called Jack. Like, obviously he's not going to go up and go, "Top the mullet here, laddies. My name is Jacksepticeye." Like, obviously he's not going to be doing that. But where was he? Because obviously he has a very distinct voice. I just couldn't hear him. And like, was he the guy who got camera flashed? If you know, you know. I don't know, because he's credited as a guy on a radio, but I generally couldn't hear him. Speaking of people who I could hear, Troy Baker, I could not like listen to his voice lines without thinking of Fortnite Jonesy. That's just me. Okay, that's nothing to do with Troy Baker. Troy Baker was absolutely fine in this movie. Troy Baker's always fine. But all I could hear when he was talking is just Fortnite Jonesy saying the F word and Markiplier. That's all I could hear. But Mark did actually like sort of become the character that he was playing. I will say that Mark's a great actor. I haven't seen him in much stuff. I have watched In Space with Markiplier. I haven't watched Edge of Sleep. I believe that's what it's called. But he was very good in this. Surprisingly, very, very good for being a YouTuber. Okay, listen, there's not a good track record of YouTubers being actors. Okay, you can act while playing a video game, sure, but you can't act on camera. But Mark can. And his acting was stellar. I thought he was really good. I think he's going places. Even if he doesn't write and direct a movie, I definitely think he's going to be like in more movies now because of his acting. And I really do hope he appears in more movies. And yes, he's Markiplier, but like actors are actors as well. Like, yeah, that's Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Like, I'm not going to see him as a character. Okay. So what if he's Markiplier? Also, another thing I like, Markiplier is Markiplier. He names himself as Markiplier in the movie. He is Markiplier, and I like how he's not ashamed to be that, you know? Sure, maybe it helps with the marketing, like this film was made by Markiplier. You know, all his fans are going to watch it, but it's just nice to know, like, he is Markiplier, and he's not ashamed to be it. It's just cool. Music, Andrew Hulshult. I don't know how that's it. Is that how you say his name? I don't know. Andrew did absolutely incredible with the score. The score released a week before the movie. I sat up and I woke up and I listened to all the tracks, all 50 plus tracks that were released. I listened to all of them and they are incredible. I'm going to post a picture. These are my top 4 tracks from Andrew Hulshult. It's just such a good combination of somber sort of themes, but also like really eerie music, and it's just so good in the movie, and also just in your headphones as well when listening to it. It's just incredible, and the fact that apparently, according to Mark, almost all the tracks are used making metal. Like Andrew used metal to make all the sounds. I think that's amazing. But you can now not unhear metal sounds when listening to the soundtrack. When I'm listening to some of the things, I can go like, that's him scraping metal, isn't it? So kind of ruins the immersion. But other than that, I think that's just amazing. And I really also hope we get more behind the scenes of how they made Iron Lung, because I would love to know just what went into the practical effects, what went into the CGI, what went into just filming inside that small space. Yeah. Also, I want to know like how the building process went and stuff like that. Like behind the scenes on this film is going to be awesome, and I really want to know more about it. You know, because this movie sort of deserves to be told. You know, 3 years and almost it didn't get made. Mark was about to shelve it, and it got made, and it's just incredible. And I think its story deserves to be told. We have more. Yeah, I hope it comes to digital. Really do hope it comes to digital. I don't know how it's going to come to digital. I hope it gets, DVDs and all that. But hopefully Amazon might pick it up because I believe Edge of Sleep was on Amazon. It's either Amazon or Apple. I can't quite remember on the top of my head. So I'm hoping one of them takes Iron Lung because, hey, that would make Amazon Prime worth getting just for Iron Lung. Yeah, Carolyn Kaplan. Carolyn Kaplan. What? Carolyn Kaplan. Yeah, that's how you say her name. Carolyn Kaplan was great. She's the main like woman in this thing who like talks to the convict, who is Markiplier, by the way. Yeah, she was great. I honestly thought she was a great actor. She's mostly a disembodied voice for the entire film, and I think just she's great. I don't know if she's been in anything. I don't. Considering she's good at acting, has she been in any like voice acting stuff or I don't know? But sometimes when she was like sort of like shouting at the convict near the end, she did kind of sound like Catherine from the game Soma. If anyone's played that, she did kind of sound like Catherine for a bit. Which, you know, I also thought like, oh, is this the voice actor for Catherine? But it's not. I googled it after. Yeah, I can't wait for theory videos. Cannot wait for those because there's so much to unpack in this film, and that's also a good thing because there's a lot of rewatchability. There's just so much lore that was dumped on us. Considering if you've ever seen the original game, which honestly just watch Markiplier's gameplay or Pyrocynical, why not? I watched Pyrocynical. Yeah, there's a lot of new stuff to unpack, and I'm just praying for an Iron Lung 2. Please make Iron Lung 2 or something, you know, like the game or movie. I don't mind. I just want to know more. Also, there were a few flashback scenes in this for the character of the convict. I don't know if it's a spoilers or not, but I also hope the convict sort of comes back in more films or games because I want to know more about his story. I want to know more about how he came to be. And yes, you kind of get that in that movie, but I'm trying not to spoil anything. So hopefully he gets like some more name drops or lore dumps in the future. It would just be nice. Or maybe we get to see his flashbacks from a different character's perspective or something, you know, trying to be very vague here so I don't spoil anything. But before I end this video, I just want to say that there was whispering in this movie. And I thought it was people in the cinema whispering, so I thought, you assholes, how dare you? No, it was just whispering in the movie this entire time. Like, I just thought that was funny, considering, and I just thought it was like some rude people, but no, it was part of the movie this entire time. I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, especially that. Also, Valkyrie was in this movie. Where was she? I mean, she doesn't really have a very recognizable voice, no offense. So I can't really pinpoint her out, but she was somewhere maybe, but... yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say about Iron Lung. This film, great film. Please go watch it. Just support Markiplier. That's all you just support Markiplier and his team. They've developed something really good. And yeah, it's a slow burn movie, but it's still a good slow burn. I really like these type of movies where they're slow burned and just like really eerie with a bunch of like mythology that we don't understand. Yeah. Oh, another con. It ended abruptly. I did feel like this movie just sort of ended, just like that. You know, it was weird. I mean, I understand why it had to end. Like when it ended, it sort of wrapped up in a way, but it ended pretty quickly. But it was fine. Like when it ended, I was like, you know, so it did its job, but it did end a little bit abruptly. I wish there was a little bit more at the end to sort of drag it out just a little bit, to go like, whoa, okay. But other than that, yeah, it was really good. Yeah, this is my first ever film review. Hopefully it does well. I don't think it will, but if it does do well, I'll do more because I love talking about film. I love talking about shows and just the passion that has gone into that, or the no passion that's gone into it, because there are a lot of stuff I've watched that are terrible. But yeah, oh yeah, there's another thing. There's a lot to learn in this movie as someone who wants to be a director, as themselves. There's just so much to learn from this film, watching it, like how they did cinematography, how they did the camera angles, and just like the story beats and everything. It's just so good. But yeah, I just think Mark should be super proud, and I know he definitely is. All the team people involved in this movie should just be very happy with what they've come out with, and I hope to see more. I genuinely do. I know it was, I know it was hard to make it, but I really hope you do more because it was very good. And yeah, so this has been my review on Iron Lung 2026. I'll see you all later. Bye bye.